In Brazil, they call her Pisadeira, the one who steps on your chest. In Japan, Kanashibari, the binding of metal. In Turkey, Karabasan, the dark presser. In the Philippines, Batabat, the tree demon who suffocates. 50 different countries. 50 different names. But the exact same experience. You wake up paralyzed. You can't breathe. There's something pressing on you. Something watching you. Something that wants to hurt you. How is this possible? If sleep paralysis entities are just hallucinations, why do cultures that never contacted each other describe identical demons? In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey across the world. Show you how different cultures explain the same phenomenon. And reveal what this tells us about human consciousness. Because the answer isn't what you think. And it will change how you see both science and spirituality. Before I show you the entities from around the world, I need to give you a framework. Because what I'm about to present could be interpreted two ways. Either this is proof that sleep paralysis is a universal neurological phenomenon that manifests similarly across all humans regardless of culture. Or this is proof that sleep paralysis opens a doorway to something real. Something that exists independently of human brains. Something that has been visiting humans across all cultures for thousands of years. I'm going to present the evidence. And you'll have to decide which explanation makes more sense. Stay with me for the next 2 minutes. Because the first culture we're visiting has the oldest recorded sleep paralysis entity in human history. Ancient Egypt. 3000 BC. Medical papyri describe a condition where a person wakes unable to move, feeling a great weight on their chest, and seeing a figure they called the sitting god, a deity that would sit on people while they slept, judging them, deciding if they were worthy of waking. The treatment? Prayers, amulets, protection spells. The Egyptians believed this was a spiritual attack, a test from the gods. And if you failed the test, if you showed too much fear, the sitting god would take your soul. You would never wake up. Fast forward 2,000 years. Ancient Greece. Physicians described the same condition. But they give it a medical name. Ephialtes. Nightmare. Named after a demon from Greek mythology. A creature that would leap onto the chests of sleeping people. Crush them. Suffocate them. Greek doctors believed this was caused by indigestion, bad humors, imbalanced bodily fluids. They treated it with diet changes, bloodletting, herbs. Different explanation from Egypt. Medical instead of spiritual. But the same entity. The same crushing weight. Now jump to medieval Europe. The entity gets a new name. Incubus. A male demon who attacks women. Succubus. A female demon who attacks men. The Catholic Church takes this very seriously. Sleep paralysis is seen as demonic possession. Sexual assault by demons. Women who report the incubus are often accused of witchcraft. Of inviting the demon. Of consorting with Satan. Men who report the succubus are told to pray more. To resist temptation. To cleanse their souls. The treatment? Exorcism. Holy water. Religious artifacts placed under the bed. Same experience. Different cultural explanation. But notice the pattern. Egypt, Greece, medieval Europe. All see it as an external entity. A real being. Not a hallucination. Let me take you to Scandinavia. The entity here is called mare. The origin of the English word. Nightmare. Mare is a female spirit who sits on people's chests. Rides them like a horse through their dreams. Causes suffocation and terror. Norse mythology says mare can be a witch in spirit form. Or a malevolent ghost. Or a supernatural creature that exists between worlds. The treatment? Specific herbs. Runes carved into bedposts. Sleeping with scissors under your pillow. Iron nails in your door. These are protection rituals. Barriers against the mare. Same crushing sensation. Same cultural belief that it's real. Now let's go to East Asia. Japan. The entity is Kanashibari. Literally. Bound in metal. The belief is that spirits, ghosts, or demons can paralyze you, hold you in place while they feed on your fear. Japanese folklore describes specific types of entities that cause kanashibari. Yurei, vengeful ghosts. Oni, demon creatures. Or sometimes, the spirits of the recently dead who haven't moved on. The treatment? Buddhist prayers. Shinto rituals. Protective charms. Omamori amulets worn while sleeping. Different culture. Different spirits. Same paralysis. Same terror. China has a similar entity. They call it ghost pressing on body. The belief is that during sleep, your soul temporarily leaves your body. And if a ghost or spirit encounters your empty body, it can sit on it. Trap your soul outside. Prevent you from returning. You wake up but you're not fully back in your body yet. That's the paralysis. Chinese medicine treats this with acupuncture, herbal remedies, qi balancing, and spiritual practices like Taoist prayers or burning incense to drive away the ghost. Again, same experience. Different cultural framework. Let me take you to the Middle East. Islamic tradition explains sleep paralysis as jinn, supernatural beings made of smokeless fire. The Quran acknowledges jinn as real. They can interact with humans. And during sleep, when humans are vulnerable, jinn can press on them, suffocate them, terrify them. The treatment? Quranic verses. Specific prayers. Ayat al-Kursi recited before sleep. Sleeping in a state of ritual purity. Muslims don't see this as a medical condition. They see it as a spiritual attack that requires spiritual defense. Same paralysis. Same entity behavior. Different religious explanation. Now I'm going to take you to the Americas. And this is where things get fascinating. Because indigenous American cultures had sleep paralysis entities before any contact with Europe, Asia, or Africa. No cultural contamination. No shared mythology. And yet the descriptions are identical. Keep watching because what I'm about to show you is the strongest evidence that something universal is happening here. The Hmong people of Southeast Asia, who later migrated to America, have a condition they call dab tsag, the pressing demon. Hmong folklore says this demon specifically targets men, sits on their chests, crushes them, and in some cases kills them. This isn't just mythology. In the 1980s, dozens of healthy young Hmong men died in their sleep in America. No medical explanation. Autopsies found nothing. The Hmong community said it was dab tsag. The doctors called it sudden unexpected nocturnal death syndrome. SUNS. Same phenomenon. Different names. But here's the disturbing part. These men died. Sleep paralysis doesn't kill people. So either SUNDS is unrelated to sleep paralysis, or there's something about extreme fear during paralysis that can cause cardiac arrest. Either way, the Hmong entity is deadly. In the Philippines, the entity is Batabat, a female demon that lives in trees. When the tree is cut down and made into furniture, Batabat moves into the wood. If you sleep near furniture made from her tree, she'll climb out at night, sit on your chest, suffocate you, kill you if she's angry enough. The treatment? Don't sleep near certain types of wood. Use protective prayers. Keep salt under your bed. Filipino culture takes Batabat very seriously. It's not just a scary story. It's a real danger. In Brazil, Pisadeira, the stepper. She's described as an old woman with long nails and stringy hair. She walks on rooftops at night. And if you sleep on a full stomach, she'll climb in through your window, walk across your chest, dig her nails into you, leave scratches. Brazilian folklore is very specific. Pisadeira only attacks people who eat too much before bed. This is actually medically sound. Sleeping on a full stomach increases reflux, difficulty breathing, which increases the chance of sleep paralysis. But Brazilians explain it spiritually. Pisadeira is real, and she's punishing you for gluttony. Let's go to Italy. Pandifesh, the stomach witch. Same behavior. Sits on the chest. Suffocates. Leaves marks. Italian grandmothers will tell you about pandefesh. How to protect yourself. Garlic. Blessed objects. Prayers. And never, ever sleep on your back. Because that's when she can sit on you most easily. Again, medically sound advice wrapped in spiritual belief. Sleeping on your back increases sleep paralysis. But Italians say it's because that's the position pandefesh prefers. Turkey. Karabasan. The dark presser. Turkish folklore says Karabasan is a jinn or a demon that presses down on you. Crushes your chest. Stops your breath. The word literally means dark pressing. And the treatment is Islamic prayers mixed with folk remedies. Specific verses from the Quran. Blue beads for protection. Burning rue seeds to drive away evil spirits. Turks don't see this as a hallucination. They see it as a real attack requiring real protection. Africa has dozens of names for sleep paralysis entities. In South Africa, the tokalash. A small demon that climbs onto your bed. Sits on you. Some people raise their beds on bricks to keep the tokalash from reaching them. In West Africa, various names for night demons that attack sleepers. In North Africa, influenced by Islam, they call it jinn attack. Same entity. Same experience. Different cultural explanations. But all agree. It's real. It's external. It's dangerous. Now here's what ties all of this together. Every single culture, before modern medicine, explains sleep paralysis as an external entity. Not a hallucination. Not a medical condition. A real being. Attacking. Pressing. Watching. And every culture developed protections. Prayers. Amulets. Rituals. Specific sleeping positions. And here's the key question. If sleep paralysis is just REM atonia with hallucinations, why did every culture develop the same spiritual interpretation? Why didn't any culture say, "This is just your brain malfunctioning"? Why is the universal human response to assume it's something external? The scientific answer is this. Ancient humans didn't have neuroscience. They didn't understand REM sleep or brain states. So when people experienced paralysis and saw entities, they explained it with the tools they had. Spirits. Demons. Gods. Magic. These were their explanatory frameworks. And over generations, these explanations became cultural traditions. Folklore. Religion. The entities aren't real. But the human need to explain them is universal. So every culture created a mythological framework that fit their existing beliefs. But here's the other interpretation. What if the entities are real? What if sleep paralysis isn't causing hallucinations? What if it's opening a door? A state of consciousness where we can perceive things that normally exist outside our awareness? And what if every culture, independently, discovered the same entities because those entities are actually there? This would explain the consistency. Why the Hat Man, the old hag, the crushing weight, appear across cultures that never contacted each other. They're describing the same real phenomenon. Not shared hallucinations. Shared encounters. I don't know which explanation is correct. But I'll tell you what disturbs me. Modern medicine has proven that sleep paralysis is REM atonia. That the brain generates hallucinations. That it's a neurological event, not a spiritual one. And yet people who experience it, even after learning the science, still report feeling like something was there. Like it was real. Like it was more than just neurons firing. Why? If the scientific explanation is complete, why do people still feel like the cultural explanations hold truth? Maybe because consciousness is stranger than we think. Maybe there's something about the sleep paralysis state that we don't fully understand yet. Maybe the entities are hallucinations 99% of the time. But 1%? Maybe that 1% is something else. Something real. Something that cultures discovered before science existed. And that possibility, however small, should make us humble. Make us recognize that we don't have all the answers. That ancient wisdom might contain truths we've forgotten. Here's what you need to know. If you experience sleep paralysis, You're part of a global human tradition going back thousands of years. The entity you see has been seen by millions before you. Across every continent, every culture, every time period. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're experiencing something deeply human. And whether it's neurological or spiritual or something in between, it's valid. Your fear is valid. Your experience is valid. And if you want protection, try the methods from any culture. Prayers, amulets, sleeping position changes, rituals. Some of them have medical basis. Sleeping on your side reduces episodes. Others are pure belief. But if belief makes you feel safer, if it reduces your fear, then it works. Because fear is the real enemy. Not the entities. Not the paralysis. Fear. My next video covers modern scientific research into sleep paralysis. The brain imaging studies. The neurochemistry. The cutting-edge findings. Because while ancient cultures gave us spiritual answers, modern science is giving us biological ones. And both are true. In their own ways. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Sleep well. Respect the traditions. And remember, whatever you call it, Pisadeira or Hat Man or Kanashibari, you're experiencing something that connects you to all of human history. And that's powerful. I'll see you in the comments. And maybe in the folklore.